The moment her only companion opened its mouth to swallow her, the girl finally understood a brutal truth. A slime is still a monster, and monsters eat people. As she hovered on the edge of death, her awareness started to blur. Memories flickered through her mind like a reel of scenes. When she was 5, she had already learned what it felt like to be abandoned by the people closest to her. Back then, she had been naive enough to believe betrayal only happened between humans. But now, even Sara, the creature she had protected with everything she had, was about to devour her. Despair flooded Ivy's chest. For a moment, she almost stopped fighting. Who would have guessed that this unlucky girl had once been the most treasured thing in her home? By the time Ivy was 4, she knew how to help with chores. When her father and older brother got so busy they forgot to eat, she would quietly bring out lunch she had set aside for them in advance. Back then, her eyes were full of simple happiness. She loved eating noodles in huge bites and would sometimes choke because of it. Her father would laugh, somehow produce a cup of water, and gently place it in her hands. Her brother would scold her to behave properly, but her father would spoil her, saying food tastes better that way. Ivy's sister had a special soothing ability. The meals she made could wash away fatigue, and every dinner was filled with laughter. Her father even carved toys for Ivy with his own hands. All of it shattered the day she turned 5 and awakened her skill. The ability Ivy awakened was the weakest kind of taming talent. That night her father got drunk out of his mind. When Ivy tried to get close, he snapped at her with cold fury. The toys he had carved for her were thrown to the ground, smashed, then stomped into splinters. Her sister's gaze turned distant. Her brother grabbed her by the collar, hurled her outside, and screamed for her to get out. The moment Ivy stepped beyond the doorway, the entire village turned on her. Their laughter felt like needles in her skin. Children threw stones. A place that had once been warm became bitterly cold overnight. She was labeled bad luck. With nowhere else to go, Ivy fled into the mountains. When she was starving, she ate poisonous wild fruit. When storms hit, she hid in damp caves. She tried to use her tiny bit of magic to start a fire, but could not even light the wood. When she finally managed to spark, she collapsed from exhaustion and blacked out. When Ivy woke again, an oracle had saved her. The oracle told her her magical power was extremely limited, and using it carelessly could put her life at risk. The oracle gave her a magic pouch and an encyclopedia. From that day on, Ivy learned to survive on her own. Someone could teach her knowledge and principles, but living was something she had to carry herself. She lugged heavy books on her back, stumbling her way through hunting and fishing. At night she curled up under bridges to sleep. She kept improving her traps until she finally caught her first piece of prey. 3 years passed. Ivy stayed alive through scavenging and hunting, barely, but lately, the oracle stopped appearing. Unease spread through her. The other soul inside her warned her that someone was coming. She snuffed out her campfire and hid in the grass, then slipped into the village. That is where she heard the bad news. The oracle was dead. The village chief claimed it was because the oracle had sheltered Ivy, the walking disaster, and brought misfortune down on himself. The chief even ordered Ivy's father to kill her with his own hands. The words hit like thunder. Her world shattered all over again. At night, nightmares trapped her. Her mother's hands became shackles. Her brother and sister pinned her down. Her father raised a hammer and stepped closer. Ivy woke drenched in sweat, but reality was worse. Sara was still biting into her body, and suddenly she felt empty. If no one needed her, then maybe being eaten did not matter. But when Ivy woke the next morning, all her wounds were healed. Sara sat quietly beside her. She asked carefully whether he had saved her, and then Sara spoke.
Papa? Huh? Papa?
After he learned to talk, his appetite exploded. In one sitting, he could chug 4 bottles of blue potion, then demand more. To keep him fed, Ivy started digging through